Heartiest congratulations, sir, for the release of your new book titled Quality, Accreditation and Rankings, A Silent Revolution in Offering in the Indian Higher Education, which was recently released by Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji.
Thank you, Meena ji.
May I ask you what motivated you to compile this book, sir?
As you know that I have a deep involvement with Indian higher education as the director of this leading B schools of India, BIMTECH, for last 20 years, as well as my involvement with Education Promotion Society for India as its executive president. We have been working in this area quite deeply, and for 2017 and 18, we have decided that we shall organize series of conferences in the country, and all those conferences will be focused on quality assurance, accreditation and ranking. We have been supported by the AICTE, University Grant Commission and also Ministry of HRD. In those conferences, I could meet a large number of academicians, university vice chancellors, policy makers, and also recruiters from the industry. And everybody was concerned that if India has to surge ahead, if India has to become a superpower in economy, it has to improve the average quality of its higher education. So I realized that there is a dire need of a book on quality assurance, accreditation and ranking. This motivated me, and I started working in early 2018, and I could complete my work around October 2018, and now the book is in the hands of the people, those who were asking me to compile and write a book on this vital aspect of higher education.
Okay, sir. So tell us about the current status of quality assurance, accreditation and ranking in India.
I know that it is hardly 25 years journey of accreditation body in our country. Similarly, ranking also started around year 2000 in business education and later in engineering education. During last 2 decades, lot of efforts have been made by the Ministry of HRD and the accreditation bodies like NAC, NBA and some other bodies. These bodies offering accreditation services, but the progress has been very slow. And I can quote the data from the reports of NAC and NBA. Out of 900 plus universities and 45,000 plus colleges, hardly 20% universities and colleges have been accredited so far. We have in our pyramid of higher education, on the top of the pyramid there are IIMs, IITs, NITs, some B schools and technical universities from private sector which offer internationally competitive quality of education. But in the middle and at the bottom we have real problems. So around 80% of institutions are offering either average quality which is not acceptable by the recruiters or from international standards, and at the bottom there are very poor quality institutions which are on the verge of the closure. During last 5 years, hundreds of engineering colleges and B schools have been closed. So I think this is a scenario which is creating concern among the policymakers as well as among academicians like me.
So as you just mentioned, large number of colleges and universities, both in government as well as private sector in India, are being run with poor and shoddy quality. What is the main reasons responsible for this phenomenon?
I think there are several reasons responsible for it. Number one reason is that in our country, quality consciousness and awareness has been mostly confined to manufacturing industries. The concept of quality came from manufacturing sector to service sector, and now the aviation industry, hospitality industry and health sector, they are conscious about quality issues, and there has been sizable improvement in the quality of these sectors. But in higher education, this awareness is taking a lot of time, and quality is not available at cheap cost. If you want to improve quality, you need to invest a lot of resources in infrastructure and faculty development. In government top institutions, the investments are being made by Ministry of HRD, Government of India. The budget of higher education mostly spent on central universities, IIMs and IITs. But the suffering is mostly seen in the public universities, affiliated colleges around the country, and also some of the private colleges and universities where the founders or the top management, they are not focused on improving the quality, or they are lacking the resources. Third reason which I found, that the accreditation agencies work is also very slow. In 2000 onwards till 2015, it used to take hell lot of time to receive the accreditation team from NAC and NBA. Of course, during last 4 or 5 years, their working has improved, and the time span taken by them to send the team has also shortened.
So what are your recommendations to the Ministry of Human Resource Development, UGC, and accreditation bodies so that India see a quality revolution in coming 5 years?
My recommendation to the Ministry of HRD and regulatory bodies as well as accreditation agencies, they have to create an ecosystem where the benefits of accreditation are visible to all stakeholders. Right now, benefits are not visible, but the government during the last 2 years announced many policies. Under those policies, now it has become compulsory almost to universities and colleges that if they have to grow ahead, if they have to start new programs, if they have to seek grant from the government, they will have to show their accreditation score. And most important policy announcement has been by the ministry as well as the University Grant Commission and also AICTE, henceforth the good institutions having good accreditation score will be given more autonomy. They have defined levels of autonomy, level 1 and level 2, and based on the scores obtained or received by universities and colleges from NAC and NBA, their autonomy level is decided and they are given the autonomy. So, I think some initiatives have been taken by the Ministry of HRD. One more prominent initiative which EPSI has been demanding, that let there be multiple accreditation agencies, and accreditation should be done by third parties rather than government owned agencies, because government gives license and at the same time they also become accreditation agencies. This is not considered good around the world. So, I think there is a need that government should leave behind the accreditation work to independent agencies, industry bodies similar to USA, Europe and many parts of the world, and there should be multiple agencies and let there be healthy competition. And on this persistent demand of the EPSI, the Ministry of HRD has taken a decision and UGC has notified. Now there will be multiple accreditation agencies.
All right. So how are you making sure that your book reaches to the policy makers at MHRD, the owners of private schools and universities and larger academic fraternity?
So, we are devising a marketing plan to the top people like Minister of HRD, Shri Prakash Javadekar, Higher Education Secretary, Mr. Subramaniam, and to other top policy makers. I have decided to go personally and to make a brief presentation and also present them the book. Secondly, to all the vice chancellors of important universities, I will send a copy of the book and will request them that they should ask their libraries to buy a couple of copies from the publisher, that is Bloomsbury. Thirdly, we are also trying to get book reviewed in important newspapers and magazine. And fourthly, I will be approaching the state governments that they should buy books in bulk and they should distribute to the colleges located in respective states. So, this will be our marketing strategy to ensure that book reaches to those who need it.
Thank you so much, sir, for
My
your time.
pleasure.
So, and many congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you.